Hi everybody. If you pitch the idea of buying the place to your landlord and your landlord says they're interested, congratulations. Your plans are coming together very nicely. If you haven't already, now you really need to find and talk to a good mortgage loan officer. Some people on your team will come and go quickly, like your home inspector, but you'll be working with your mortgage loan officer closely from beginning to end. Finding a good mortgage loan officer can help make buying the home go a lot more smoothly. A bad loan officer, however, can make it a nightmare. There are a lot of good and a lot of bad loan officers out there. The problem is knowing who is who. So how do you find a good loan officer? Mortgages are incredibly complex. A mortgage loan officer can stick it to you and you might not even find out for years. Or you may never find out that they shafted you. Remember the real estate bubble? Some loan officers steered people who qualified for the low-cost prime mortgages into the high-cost subprime mortgages because the loan officers would make maybe $2,000 more if they sold you a subprime mortgage. That's one reason why I think it's best to try and get personal recommendations of mortgage loan officers from your friends. You could ask for recommendations on Facebook, but if you have Facebook friends who are loan officers or real estate agents, that could be socially awkward for you. It's probably better to contact friends privately, one at a time. If a friend or an acquaintance has bought a home recently, that's the place to start. Call them and chat. And while you're asking them if they can recommend a loan officer, ask them if they can also recommend a real estate attorney or a real estate agent or a home inspector. You definitely want recommendations from people who have actually use the officer to buy a home. If they just know the loan officer from their book club or their softball team, that's not a great recommendation. It's better than nothing for sure, but it's not a great recommendation. Also, a recommendation from a friend who's always super positive about everybody and everything is less valuable than a recommendation from a friend who isn't as rosy. If you have friends in the real estate industry, they should be able to give you some good names. Although that can be tricky socially too. They might be offended if you decide not to use the people they recommend. Even better than friends would be getting recommendations from your real estate attorney or real estate agent, if you already have an attorney or agent set up. They should be able to recommend a loan officer with a good track record. If you have an accountant, you can ask if they can recommend anyone. And while you're at it, ask if they can recommend any agents, attorneys, or home inspectors. Just do the best you can and realize it will take you several hours of phone calls and online research to pull a list together. That is, unless you get lucky and get some strong recommendations right out of the gate. Online, Yelp has ratings on some loan officers. If you don't have any personal contacts, Yelp would be a good place to start your search. Just keep in mind that Yelp reviews can be gamed. I've seen estimates that 20 to 30% of online reviews are fake. To find out more, you can just search Google for how to spot a fake Yelp review. My impression is that companies that have good Yelp reviews tend to have excellent customer service, but they may not be the cheapest. Whichever way you choose your loan officer, it's definitely worth taking your time and investing your time. Like I said, a bad loan officer is a disaster. At this point, I don't recommend online mortgage companies for first-time homebuyers, but I may change my mind in the future as I learn more about them. I think of online mortgage companies as a better fit for current homeowners who are refinancing their current mortgages. With refis, meeting deadlines is less important. So let's say you've got a key member of your team on board, your mortgage loan officer. You'll eventually have on your team a mortgage loan officer, a real estate agent or a real estate attorney, a home inspector, an appraiser, maybe, and a closing agent like an escrow officer or a closing attorney.